Well, of course, he was sold for 325,000 in 1988 by Rangers. He's now likely to be worth round about $1 million, but here come Hearts. And the ball goes behind for the corner kick. No, a goal kick, in fact, the referee is indicating. Ian Durant is coming on, and Peter Houstra, who took a bit of a knock, is going off. So 35 minutes gone. The Dutchman Peter Houstra leaves the field, and on comes a great Ibrox favourite, Ian Durant.
Well, I think Ian Durant will obviously come on and play in the middle of the park, and they'll push young Lee Robertson right up on Glyn Snodden now and play 3 up front and 3 in the middle of the park.
The free kick awarded to Hearts. The referee wants it retaken. Forward by McPherson. Levine stepping in for Hearts, playing it through to Bannon. Eric Ferguson, cut out by Kuznetsov. So it's Nigel Spackman for Rangers. And Rideout happy to knock it back to Andy Gorham. Miller for Hearts to Robertson. Eric Ferguson. A bit ambitious there as he looked for the head of Ian Baird. Spackman to Kuznetsov. The Rangers happy to knock it about at the back, trying to draw Hearts forward. There's Rideout. Through for McCoist. McPherson's in there ahead of him. He's under pressure though. Does well, gets it to McLaren and then through to the goalkeeper. Archie Knox, the Rangers assistant manager, Richard Goff sitting alongside him. And Goff expects to be fit for the trip to Aberdeen on Saturday. And get in an important match before the Scottish Cup final against Airdrie. Robertson turns well, takes on one Rangers player too many though. It's Spackman finding Durant. Durant in plenty of space. Hearts players racing back, but the pass is not a good one.
Yeah, well, obviously Rangers won the championship this season. They're in the Scottish Cup final, but one of the biggest bonuses for them must be the return of Ian Durant. A fully fitting Ian Durant as well. I watched him play at Motherwell last week, and he looked back to his international class best.
Well, he's played a tremendous amount of games this season in the reserves, and you're absolutely right. He's lifted the Rangers team completely since coming back. But now it's Bannon for Hearts. Miller. Derek Ferguson. Gary Mackay is wide in the right. It's Mackay. Spackman stepping in for Rangers. Finding Durant. Kuznetsov's breaking the far side of the field. Oleg Kuznetsov. Flipping it forward, looking for Haitley. It's headed away by McLaren for the corner kick. Rangers doing well. Kuznetsov seeing Haitley lurking at the far post, and McLaren reacted well. That's the shot corner. Ian Durant. He's got Rideout well forward. Or Rideout. Robertson. Brown getting a nice little touch, and again it's McLaren nipping in ahead of Ali McCoist, and sending the ball behind for the corner kick.
Yeah, he just knocks a little ball in here. John Brown, delicate little header, and once again McLaren knocks it out for a corner.
And it's played to Paul Rideout. Again, it seemed that Hateley, the offside flag's gone up there. Well, Hearts struggling to get it forward, but it's Levine through to Robertson. So just under 5 minutes until half-time. Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Ball goes behind for the corner to Hearts. Glyn Snodden there, forcing the play forward. David McPherson going into the Rangers penalty area. Ferguson plays it through. John Brown gets the touch for Rangers. Only his father is Gary Mackay. First time ball from Snodden to Miller. McPherson's in there. And a corner kick. The ball coming off the head of the Rangers defender. And going behind for the corner kick.
Yeah, he's been pretty impressive at both ends, David McPherson. Gets up well here, but good defending by David Robertson as well. Obviously, McPherson, a much bigger lad. McPherson heads it against the back of David Robertson's shoulder out for a corner.
So Snodden with the corner, played into the near post, headed away by David Robertson. Picked up by Derek Ferguson for Hearts. Finds Snodden. Well, the referee waving play on. A late challenge by Hateley. Now it's Durant for Rangers. McCall tearing through the middle. Hateley's in space on the far side. It goes through to McCoist. Ali McCoist off the underside of the crossbar. Well, look at the face. The man who is searching for goals towards the European Golden Boot. He's got 35 of them this season, 31 in the league, and he'll not come much closer than that.
Well, I'd mentioned earlier what a terrific imagination Ali McCoist has got in these situations. Great control, just turns on it, digs it over Henry Smith, and very unlucky to see that hit the underside of the crossbar here. Great effort.
So Ali McCoist, who's enjoyed so many fine moments this season, yeah, he can still manage a smile. One of the great characters in the game.
I think Joe Jordan and Frank Connor down below us here were very unhappy with the Hateley tackle on Snowden. It seemed to me that Hateley caught Snowden's ankle, and of course they break up the park, attack and nearly score.
Well, there it is, he definitely caught him late. The referee was right alongside the play, and he immediately waved play on. And there's Joe Jordan. You really wonder what's going through his mind at the moment. Hearts are given so much to the season, and it looks as though they could end up with absolutely nothing. Not many people know him better than you do, Gordon. How's he feeling at present?
Well, I'd imagine very frustrated. I mean, you look around the Rangers side tonight and you look at the players that aren't playing for Rangers, Mike Kelichenko, Gary Stevens, Richard Gough, Ian Durant on the bench, and really that's why Rangers have won the championships, because Joe Jordan just hasn't had the luxury of strength and depth, but being able to go out and freshen his side up and buy players. He just has not been able to do that, and I'm sure that must be very frustrating for him.
So Glyn Snodden has managed to get back to his feet. He's still limping a bit, but he's managed to continue playing. So Henry Smith waving his men upfield. McLaren getting the touch, looking for Baird. Brown getting the ball onto his left foot. Getting on by Spackman there, but McLaren stepping in. Now it's Bannon. Forward by Levine, looking for John Robertson. Rideout's with him. And Robertson playing the ball off Rideout. It breaks to David Robertson. Long ball for McCoist and Hateley to chase. It's headed away by McLaren, picked up by Bannon, who's drifted into the central position in midfield. McPherson sending the ball out of play, and Hearts want to make a substitution. So Glyn Snodden is going off, and Tosh McKinlay is the man about to come on. So Tosh McKinlay goes onto the field, Snodden limps towards the dugout.
Yeah, unfortunately for Hearts, unfortunately for Snodden getting that little ankle injury and having to go, but unfortunate in having a replacement like Tosh McKinlay, obviously left back, and played in that left back position for most of the season, with Glyn Snodden really just coming into the team in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
So we're now into injury time to be added on by Les Mottram. Rideouts in there with Robertson. Kuznetsov getting the touch. It's returned out by Tosh McKinlay, giving him his first touch. Laid off by Durant to Spackman. Good play by Spackman to David Robertson. Forward to Durant. Robertson again. The offside flag's gone up there. And safely tried the header. I think possibly Ali McCoy stood straight into an offside position. So again, the referee checking his watch, looking out towards the linesman. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, Hearts certainly making it fairly tough for Rangers. Ali McCoy's very unfortunate indeed, with a terrific shot off the underside of the crossbar. A half-time score here, Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Rejoin us after the break.
Hearts 0. Ian, what are your impressions of the first half?
Well, you have to be honest, Jim, and say it's not a classic in any way. I mean, we did think that Hearts would come here in a determined frame of mind, and I think that's been the case. Defensively, you know, they're doing a good job. They're keeping Rangers at bay, but I mean, there's very little going forward. There's been nothing at all, really. No traffic going towards Rangers' goal.
Sure. Well, Walter Smith certainly surprised us tonight by throwing in this youngster, Lee Robertson, and he was involved as early as the 2nd minute, Ian. A good cross, and Mark Hateley, of course, involved. We thought this was a goal, but it went over the top.
Well, that's right, and you know, Big Mark came up at the back post there. Actually, had he been able to keep it in play, obviously would have been better, because Rangers had a man coming in at the back post. You'll see this, and there's a blue jersey now, as Mark headed it there, you see, had he knocked it to the back post.
Good cross with the young lad,
Oh,
though.
yes, of course.
Okay.
And always dangerous, Hateley in the air.
Rangers began to buzz a wee bit, and Peter Hauser came into it. Now, he's since gone off, we know now. But again, this was a good run from him.
Well, Hauser felt was doing well, but, you know, he's one of those wingers, likes to get down, likes to get the ball across, and again, Hateley involved there, but the young fella brought it down lovely. Went to the byline, and you know, it was an awkward ball for Ali. I mean, it wasn't really a ball at all. I don't think he was looking for him. I think he was just looking to get it across. But I mean, he's an exciting young player, isn't he?
Absolutely.
You know, to see him for the first time, the Rangers fans here must be saying, "Oh, this is one for the future."
Now, he had a chance himself to score, and we thought he might have. Again, Hauser was the man who put him through.
Yes, he went through inside left position, went on a little wander. Tucked up with his right foot, so obviously he's maybe not that happy with his left foot. But there you are, outside the right foot, looking for it, you know, just flick it in there. But, you know, inventive. It's nice to see, you know, somebody with a little bit of a skill.
He's not suffering from nerves,
oh,
that's
sure.
for sure. If anyone's going to score tonight, you always have to think it might be Alan McCoy.
Of course.
A tremendous piece of opportunism coming up from him, and a great run from Ian Durant.
Well, it was Durant did the work here and played it in. It was a lovely ball actually, and played in a good pace on it. And look at that, McCoy. He didn't move, you know, he had no movement at all. He just killed it, flicked it, all in the one movement, which is wonderful. And I think we were all at that stage thinking, well, there's Lupin in there, there's Henry thinking, well, I've lost one, and it's back in play again, you know. But I have to say, that all came from, you know, the collision down here when Snodden got injured with Mark Hateley, and how the linesman who was standing on top of it never flagged for a foul, because it was pretty late tackle with Big Mark, albeit maybe accidental, but off they went in the attack and almost lost a goal through it.
Briefly, and we need goals, don't we? Will Rangers get the 2 and take them to the 100?
Well, I mean, I think that all the faithful are here waiting for it to happen. But, I mean, Hearts are defending well, we'll have to say that about them. But I'd like to see a little bit more as far as Hearts are going forward next 45.
Okay, and let's hope so. Well, we'll take another break. Join us here again at Ibrox in a couple of minutes. At Ibrox Stadium, it's Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Over to you, Jerry.
So Rangers get the second half underway. And no further changes to either side. Tosh McKinlay has come on for Glyn Snodden, who was injured, tackled by Mark Hateley. And Ian Durant had replaced Peter Houstrap in the Rangers team. Well, an interesting first half, Gordon. I think a feature of it, the way Levine and McPherson defended so well against Hateley and McCoy's McLaren playing an absolute stormer again.
Yeah, but I'm certainly hoping the second half's a little bit livelier, because really Henry Smith and Andy Gorham haven't had a great deal to do, and really the one bit of magic in the first half was Ali McCoy's effort, so let's hope we can see a bit more of that. But really the onus is on Hearts. They have got to come out and try and score a goal, but I really can't see who's going to provide the ammunition.
There's Tosh McKinlay stepping in, and Spackman played the ball. Laid off by Robertson. McKinlay again. Ian Baird. Kuznetsov stepping in for Rangers. Lee Robertson. No, cool play by Oleg Kuznetsov. That's John Brown. Spackman. Robertson starting to race down the left. It's cut out by Bannon.
You mentioned cool play there because Kuznetsov, Jerry. I think it's something of a surprise to people that watch Rangers that Oleg Kuznetsov isn't a regular in the side. Such a good footballer and very impressive in the first half.
Well, he could have been away tonight playing for the Ukraine. There's a new Ukrainian national team being set up, but that game was postponed. However, Alexei Mikhailichenko is off to play for the CIS against England. It's all very confusing, I know, but I'm sure it'll settle down after this season. In fact, Gary Stevens will be turning out for England against Mikhailichenko tomorrow afternoon in Moscow. And the pity of the thing for Gary Stevens, I'm sure he's delighted to be back in England's colours, but it's robbed him of his ever-present status with Rangers. And really, football's got to sort itself out in terms of international and club dates. Here come Rangers now. It's David Robertson into McCoy. Hateley's in there. Levine getting a foot. That's picked up by Durant. Spackman playing it through, but the offside flag has gone up against David Robertson. And here come Hearts through Gary Mackay. Headed on there by Baird. One of the Rangers players is in a bit of distress in the Hearts penalty area. It looks like Lee Robertson. So the crowd reacting, and he obviously needs some treatment. And taking a blow to the face in those exchanges. Well, in fact, he was moving in, trying to get his head to the ball as it came across from the left. And he obviously took quite a severe blow to the face. It came off the foot of Craig Levine. And there's the incident there. An accidental clash. Well, he has to go off, of course, for treatment the minute there's any show of blood, and the rules state quite clearly that the player must leave the field.
It'd be a great shame if he doesn't come back on, because it's had a marvellous debut for Rangers here tonight.
So play continues. Tosh McKinlay sliding in on Kuznetsov, and the referee telling him to kill it.
Yeah, Tosh wasn't taking any corners there. Slid in, his left boot just a little bit on the high side.
Well, he'll be trying to impress his manager because he's lost out recently, Tosh McKinlay, to Glenn Snodden, and he's only on the field tonight because of an injury to that player. So 50 minutes played. Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Robertson for Hearts, nice little touch, finding Ian Baird. Kuznetsov makes the challenge. Right out in ahead of Robertson. Gives it away though to Tosh McKinley. Robertson again, free kick to Hearts. Conceded by Rideout. Quickly taken by Robertson. Rangers defence almost caught, but it's Rideout sweeping it clear. Returned by Levine. McKinley. Derek Ferguson. Miller. McKinley providing the cross. John Brown challenged by Ian Bannon. But he does well, John Brown. Lee Robertson has recovered. Just waiting to come back onto the field of play. Rideout switching the play to David Robertson. First time header to Durant. McLaren read that situation well, but John Brown stepped in.
Yeah, I think as expected, Hearts have picked up the pace a little bit, having a little bit of a go, and obviously they must have got to go for broke and get that goal.
Well, they defeated Rangers in the opening league game of the season between the sides, but haven't fared so well since. Rangers also knocked them out of the Skull League Cup. Ali McCoist, good ball through to David Robertson. Spackman. Robertson again. Still Rangers playing with 10 men here. Lee Robertson still waiting to come on. And that will give him the opportunity as the ball goes out of play. So the youngster comes back onto the field. Walter Smith has come down from the stand just to check on the progress of the youngster. Levine to Bannon. Lays it off to Tosh McKinley. Eric Ferguson. McPherson loping forward. Gary Mackay. High one played in, headed away again by Rideout. He's operated well in there this evening. The Rangers have certainly got their £500,000 worth out of him, both in defence and attack in the last few months. There's a long ball now for Haitley and McCoist to chase. Again a cool head by Craig Levine. And it's McPherson taking on Durant. Mackay. Robertson. Mackay again. Robertson. Just playing it too tight, Hearts. And now the chance for Rangers to counter-attack. Spackman finding Brown. Brown racing forward. Levine coming to meet him. Good header that by McPherson. McCoist and Haitley were both threatening. Bannon for Hearts. Mackay. Again it breaks down for Hearts. Rideout playing it in the direction of Haitley. It's out of play though.
Actually, Hearts have defended superbly well tonight. I mean, they're really not giving Haitley or McCoist much chance, and I'm sure Ali will be getting a little bit frustrated because he'll be desperate to get that golden boot, as will Rangers to get to the magical 100
so
goals tally.
Ian Ferguson now warming up for Hearts, obviously about to make the change. Simon Bannon. The Hearts certainly need the height and thrust of Ian Ferguson if they're going to make any impact on this Rangers defence. 55 minutes played, Rangers 0, Hearts 0. Gorham aiming the ball at Haitley, got the nearest touch. Hush McKinley's in though, ahead of Lee Robertson. It's back up from Kuznetsov to McCall. Spackman. Durant. Spackman again. David Robertson. And Kai nips in ahead of Durant. And also wins the free kick. Now Hearts making that substitution. Ian Baird, who had been booked in the first half, goes off. Well, the substitute still hasn't come on. Here come Rangers, it's McCoist. Ali McCoist does it again. 56 minutes, Ali McCoist taking the ball from Haitley. And Ali McCoist gets goal number 36 of the season, his 32nd in the league.
I've just mentioned it there about Ali McCoist been a little bit frustrated with the Hearts defenders. They found a little gap there, a lovely little ball put in the inside of Craig Levine. Haitley gets round the back, knocks the ball across goals, and well, couldn't drink for McCoist those chances.
So Ali McCoist takes the salute of the fans, and Hearts have now made the substitution complete. It was all a bit untidy. Ian Baird had left the field. Now Ian Ferguson has come on. So that's Rangers' 99th goal. They're one away from the Premier League ton.
I think there'll be a few cheers from Celtic supporters for that one, because that almost guarantees them European football next season.
Well, McCoy set up there by Haitley, who slid the ball into his path. And the free kick awarded against Haitley. And there's the Hearts substitute, Ian Ferguson, former Raith Rovers player, signed earlier in the season for £100,000 by Joe Jordan.
Just it has been something of a problem for Hearts lately, scoring goals. I mean, obviously, when you look at Robertson, scored a few this season, as has Scott Crabbe. But really, when you look at the goals tally of Matt Haitley and Ali McCoist, it's no surprise the Championship's ended up here at Ibrox.
So Hearts chasing the game now. John Robertson trying to get away from Rideout. Rideout concedes the corner kick. Andy Gorham organising his defence, and this league championship medal, the first he's won in 10 years in senior football. David McPherson, we saw there, moving forward. There he is, a man who won 2 League Cup medals in his spell here with Rangers. Tonight his thoughts are very much on helping out Hearts. And here's Eamon Bannon laying it off to Gary Mackay. Mackay going on the outside of Durant. And the free kick awarded. Durant's challenge there on Gary Mackay, taking him out of the play. So Durant now lines up in the defensive wall. Hearts pushing everyone forward. Mackay's free kick, well handled by Andy Gorham under pressure.
Yeah, good handling here by Andy Gorham. As you mentioned at the start of the programme, Jerry, he's a keeper that's had an outstanding season, and obviously he's a #1 choice in Sweden for the European Championship, and I'd certainly be pretty confident with him at my back.
McLaren getting a touch for Hearts. Kuznetsov's in there with Robertson. The ball goes out of play for the throw into Hearts with an hour gone here at Ibrox Stadium, and Rangers leading by 1 goal to